Hi there, I am Dion Opperman. Welcome to where I unpack what it means to be a writer in the age of AI. Credit where credit is due. Ethical considerations demand transparency in disclosing involvement of other parties in your writing process. When two humans co-write, then both are credited as the writers of the story. When outside parties make suggestions, give expert guidance, or provide editing services, the convention is that the writer acknowledges the external parties that contributed to the development of the content. Yeah? We've all seen the typical acknowledgements in the front matter of books. This kind of thing. Acknowledgements. There you see them. Writing Echoes of Eternity has been an incredible journey, and I'm deeply grateful to the many individuals who contributed. First and foremost, Dr. Amelia Thornton, whose groundbreaking research in quantum entanglement. Then I owe a debt of gratitude for the historical accuracy of the 1920s London scenes. I'm indebted to Professor Emily Whitlock. Lastly, I want to thank my editor, etc., etc., etc. And then, of course, always at the end, while these individuals have all contributed immensely to the development of Echoes of Eternity, any errors or inconsistencies in the final work are entirely my own. The question arises, what's the difference between contribution to your content from other humans and contribution from an AI? Whatever the extent of that contribution may be. The way I see it, contribution is contribution, be it from a human intelligence or an artificial intelligence. The issue is whether that contribution is acknowledged and attributed to the relevant party, be it made by another human or by an AI. But, and this is a big but, certainly until the day when AI is so ubiquitous and integrated into our daily lives that it has become completely normalized, the idea that there is no difference between contribution from a human and contribution from an AI is most certainly not a view shared by everyone, as this comment posted in one of my previous episodes attests. I am not paying for a letter of machine-generated crap. This point of view is by no means a fringe view. Indeed, from my interaction with writing friends and colleagues, as well as from what I see in the media, there are many people vehemently opposed to writer-AI collaboration. Less so from the younger generation as far as I can tell, but nevertheless still very real. I suspect that human-AI integration, and by extension writer-AI collaboration, will follow a trajectory similar to that of Bitcoin and crypto. Initial large-scale debunking and dismissal and rejection, especially from those with a vested interest in maintaining the status quo, with them slowly coming around as the years go by and the obvious benefits of the technology become undeniable. In these early days of AI, people, understandably, have strong views and highly emotional reactions, even if those views may be contradictory, like the millions of people that still insist on buying books published on paper rather than ebooks, even though they may also have very strong feelings about protecting the environment and saving trees. Or people who balk at the idea of novels produced through writer-AI collaboration but are perfectly happy to watch movies in which AI video generation and manipulation were heavily involved. If your position is, I am not paying for a single movie frame of machine-generated crap, you would not have a very wide choice of movies to watch these days. We see the same resistance to AI-generated images and music that we see to writing. But as many writers as there may be that currently oppose AI, as many there are that embrace it, myself among them. And for them, the question of acknowledgement and attribution is a pressing issue. If you agree that there needs to be acknowledgement and attribution of AI involvement in the generation of a story, the question then becomes, how granular should that acknowledgement be? Is it something like a disclosure? An AI made contributions to the writing of this story, but I accept full responsibility for the content of the final text. Or is it something far more granular, accounting for the contribution made by the writer and the contribution made by the AI to all the various narrative elements? This may seem rather too granular, but truth be told, It is no more granular than the detailed itemizing of contributions typical of traditional acknowledgements, as I showed before. But even if you get granular when acknowledging AI involvement in the writing of a story, the matter is by no means as simple as allocating percentages. The perception of AI contribution can and will vary greatly between authors. What one writer sees as 20% AI involvement, another might view as 50%. Also, breaking down the writing process into these discrete narrative elements, concept, plot, characters, etc., does not accurately reflect the iterative, back and forth, non-linear reality of the writing process. For instance, in my collaborations with AI in the development of a plot point, I've asked the AI for some suggestions for what the next plot point in the story could be. But none of the suggestions were to my liking. However, one of the suggestions sparked my imagination in a way that allowed me, not the AI, to conceive of the plot point that I ended up using. How do you allocate attribution for that? Do I have to add another category? Sparking of author's imagination, 27%. But okay, messy complexities aside, let's take it as a given that some form of acknowledgement and attribution is required, however general or granular it may be. The next question then is, how would awareness of AI contribution to the writing of a story affect the reader's perception and experience of it? Would it detract from the reader's or viewer's immersion in the story? How would readers or viewers respond? Could it affect a novel or script's marketability or an author's reputation? This remains to be seen. What is certain, however, is that as AI becomes ubiquitous and normalized and more involved in creative processes, our traditional notions of authorship and attribution may need to evolve significantly. We frequently hear it said by the leading figures in the AI development world that the abilities and power of AI will only increase exponentially. Artificial general intelligence is around the corner. As the augmentation of human intelligence through integration with AI progresses, and with the AI becoming increasingly powerful, I think it would be naive to suggest that most writers will entirely reject writer-AI collaboration. And if that is so, then what it will mean to be a writer 10 years from now is going to be very different to what it means now. The integration of AI will lead to entirely new forms of storytelling that blend human and machine capabilities in ways we haven't yet imagined. As a consequence, as human AI augmentation becomes normalized across all spheres of life, we may see new trends emerge in writing. The incorporation of AI tools as standard in writing courses, teaching students how to effectively collaborate with AI rather than seeing it as separate from the writing process. The emergence of AI-free or AI collaborative as literary styles or movements, similar to how we have genres like historical fiction or magical realism. The evolution of literary criticism and analysis that considers the interplay between human creativity and AI assistance as part of the artistic process. But that's the future. In the meantime, until we get there, I suspect that for quite some time, writers that do collaborate with an AI, whether to a greater or less extent, will hesitate to acknowledge collaboration with an AI, regardless of whether the collaboration was to a greater or less extent, for fear of their work being dismissed as inferior to AI was not involved stories. And yet, ethics demands credit where credit is due. As writers, we stand at the threshold of a new era, one where our creativity intertwines with artificial intelligence in ways we're only beginning to understand. The challenge before us is not merely technological, but deeply human, to navigate this new storytelling landscape with integrity and transparency and retaining our humanity. Whether we choose to embrace AI collaboration fully or to use it sparingly, our responsibility to our audience remains constant. By grappling honestly with questions of attribution and acknowledgement, we not only uphold ethical standards, but also pave the way for a future where human creativity and artificial intelligence can coexist and flourish. As I wrestle with the complexities of AI collaboration in my writing, I keep reminding myself that the essence of storytelling lies not in the tools we use, but in the human experiences, emotions, and insights we convey. The integration of AI into the writing process does not diminish that. Rather, it challenges us to redefine and expand our understanding of authorship and artistic expression. By embracing transparency in our use of AI tools, we invite readers into a new dialogue about the nature of creativity in what has been dubbed the age of intelligence. This honesty may initially meet resistance that I believe will diminish over time as the vast majority of humans on this earth become AI augmented. Resistance or not, writer-AI integration is opening doors to unprecedented forms of storytelling, a deeper appreciation for the evolving craft of writing, and our active participation in shaping the very evolution of literature itself. In my next episode, I will demonstrate writer-AI collaboration to show how AI can be harnessed as a brainstorm partner rather than as a substitute for the writer's own creativity and voice. Thank you for joining me on this journey.